guys, it's Georgie. Why did I say it like that? Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys how I make, not like the standard way, but how I make mini rotator cuffs. For an example, this is my Dax one. Um, it's Valentine's one, and this one doesn't really have a theme. It's just pink, blue, and purple, but it's one of them, and I'm going to show you how I make them my way because it is not the way that people normally make them, but I think it's way easier and still looks just as cute and normal. Okay, so for this rotator cuff, I'm going to be theming it off the For Safety character Blue Dude. And probably don't ask me to make a cool kid one until I, um, get more beads because I don't think I have enough for that. But I think I have enough beads for blue because there's plenty of blue beads in there. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's all my beads, so I need more, so don't ask me for things. So starting off with the string, you really don't need that much string. Like literally, you're making a single. So unless you like scrap string, then you really don't need that much. I do though, so cutting off about that much. And we're gonna make a single, but with like a pattern. Okay, so there is like connector beads involved in this. So you're gonna put a connector bead and then 3 beads. Then I like to repeat that pattern 7 times for my wrist size. I don't know about anyone else. So if that doesn't fit you, add another pattern, add another one of the pattern or remove one. But I like to repeat it 7 times. So I'm going to add connector and then 3 beads of different color. And see, this is what it looks like when you've done it 2 times. Oh my god, I just like accidentally made it for a second reference. All right, now that I know it's different shades. Don't come at me. I told you I'm low on beads. But once you've got that pattern down of 7 for me, maybe not for you because everyone's different. But a connector bead and then 3 beads and then a connector, and you're just gonna tie it off. Now, don't cut off the ends yet, because we're not done with this. And if you have, it's okay. You just like, yeah. So we're gonna start by adding 5 beads with the tip of the 5 beads. So it's gonna be 2, then a connector bead color, and then 2. So the tip of the 5 beads is going to be a connector color. Does it have to be the same one as before? I don't know if I will be doing that, you did. But, yeah, you're just gonna do that. So, you're gonna do that, and then you're going to, See, it's coming out of this connector bead, so you're going to do 5, and then you're going to put it through this one, and then repeat all the way around. And if you're confused, you can watch the time lapse of me doing it. All right, once you pull the last one through, as you see, I ran out of light blue bead, so I began using teal. Nobody cares because there's going to be a single, mostly hiding this part, and I don't know why it's doing that, but it's doing it, and it looks funky. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, tie it about like 3 times. And then snip off the ends. They're no longer useful to you. This, I don't believe, is long enough for me to use again. I must like add-on string, and I don't really want to do that right now. So I'm just gonna put it over here with all my other strap strings. And get a new piece. Alright, this part takes the least amount of beads. So, you are going to put the end of the string through one of the top connector beads. You're going to add 3 beads on and then string it through this one and then go all the way around. All right, on the last one, you're going to put your beads on, put it through the piece, and then the strings are going, or supposed to, go through either side of the bead. This does not matter, so you're just going to pull it tight until it looks like a cuff. And then you're going to tie this a few times because you don't want it to break. All right, once you've tied it should look like a cuff. Of course, ears will look like different colors and stuff, cause you're probably not doing the same exact colors as me, given that I ran out of light blue and had to put teal there. But like I said, this is the part where a single is one to be covering it, so it doesn't matter too much. But you were just gonna take your scissors and then snip off the 2 ends right there. Scrap string. Except this is probably enough to add spikes. Yeah, so I'll use it. But I never ran out spikes. We're just gonna put through, any of the connector pieces from when we added spikes to the single. So for me, it's gonna be these shimmery blue beads right here. And you're just going to put your string through that. And then you're going to add 5 beads any way you want. And then you are going to string it through the next one of the beads that are probably not shimmery blue beads for you, but for me are the shimmery blue beads. Alright, now on the last one, we just put it through the last connector and then we tie it like 2 or 3 times. And as you can see, mine looks pretty good for the top spikes. Obviously, it's not done. But if this was just like the cuff itself, that's a pretty good cuff. Alright. Now we're going to add on the bottom spikes, and we are literally just going to do the same exact thing, though I will repeat myself so people don't have to rebind, grab, not too much string, but just like this much. And you're just going to go through the connector, which now for me is these dark blue beads, the connectors that we added when we first made the single. You're going to go through it, add 2 beads, and then a cool point if you want, but I'm adding white points and just doing random blues all the way around. So, time lapse again. Last one, string it through the connector. Pull tight. Make sure all the spikes they don't have to be spiky yet because you can pull them once you tie the string. But make sure they're just like they're well. And then you tie this 2 or 3 times. Even go 4, but I don't want to risk it being too tight and then it like explodes. So that's why I normally do not do 4, unless I'm specifically told 4 and not a range. But now you can just go around, wiggle with the spikes a little bit. If they're a little loose, that's fine. Obviously, if you're watching the tutorial, it's not going to be perfect because it's on a probability your first time. Now the spike's on, and that's pretty good. Alright, I think I have enough beads for the single, and I made sure I had all the letters to write Blue Dude, and I do. So, yeah, so this, don't just like make a single for you to put on. This is going to be way bigger than a normal single, because this is the size of your wrist, and we need a single that goes over this. So, here's how I want to do it. Personally, I don't care, you can do a pattern, or whatever. But just put on a ton of beads. I mean, not like a ton, but like a decent amount of beads. And then you're gonna wrap it around like this to see if it's enough. If it's enough, take some off. If it's not, put some on. And just kind of get like a feel when you think it's enough to be over the size of the cuff and have enough room to turn a little. Once you check and it's the size you want it to fit around your cuff, then you can tie it off. And by the way, if you did the same size as me, this is about how big I made my single. So I am going to wrap it around Um, Make sure that if you added letters that it's facing all the way, or like a term that it's all facing the way you want it to. And if you tie it, it's not going to be like backwards or something. So, I'm just going to tie it around. If it's not perfect, that's okay. And you don't have to tie it around. You can tie it and then stretch it on, but I'm just too scared that it's gonna break. No. This is where you go in, fix all the spikes, yada yada. Make sure it's just how you want it, and boom, you made a mini rotator cuff. This one actually rotates pretty well, better than I thought it was going to. It looks backwards in the camera, but trust me, the text is facing the right way. Ah! I hope this tutorial helped, because if it did, you did it! If it didn't, I'm sorry. This is my first tutorial. And now I can add it to my pretty small collection, but it's another rotator cuff. What can I say? So I hope you guys have fun. Now becoming obsessed with mini rotators like I did, because I have so far made one every day, and I made 2 today because I made Jax and Blue Dude. Anyway, bye. Love you guys.